Okay, you guys ready?
No.
The music hasn't started yet, so I don't know. Are we ready?
It's 8:59.
I could bump it up. By a minute.
Bump it.
Ooh, bump up
it.
that jam.
Bump it.
Bump it up. Now, come on,
I
something.
take it back. I regret everything.
No regrets. No regrets.
All of the regrets.
All regrets. This is a regret-free zone. Wow, it's 9 o'clock. Crazy.
Yeah, you can bump it up.
How do I look, Jordan?
It's not
At
Thursday.
least you're not in a tunnel this week.
Yeah, what's with the lights? You don't want to be in a dark room with another dude, but last week you were fine looking over your shoulder for like a month and a half.
I was.
This is Mac all last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking back here.
Yeah.
We can see where your head's pointed.
Nobody wants to assassinate you.
Jordan, hit record.
You're not that worthy. Nobody wants to assassinate
We're
you.
going to have to cut that out. Thanks, Mac. Hey, right as we're going to start, Mac. Swear.
Yeah.
Swear.
Hey, we're all ready. Oh, man, hit record. Jordan, are we recording video? I think that's a maybe. It's a solid maybe. I like it. We're good. We got 2 thumbs up from Mac. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Checks Out with Ted and Ted. I'm Ted. I'm also Ted.
Yeah.
Ted, how was your week?
Nobody cares. So anyway, hey, I'll be honest with you, though. I will ask you first.
Oh, look, there you are.
Yeah. How was your week?
Damon. Oh, it was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds riveting.
I forgot a story from when I went to Nashville that I wanted to tell. I went to the Zanies in Nashville.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, my God. We get in there, and first they're like, hey, do you guys want to sit in the front? And I'm like, I get it. You want to put people that'll behave in the front. I know the rules. No problem. I thought they meant, like, stage front. They meant off the front row, but off to the side. So all I could see was the DJ, which, yes, they had a DJ as a host.
Okay.
But literally, this is all he did. He went out and played 4 songs and kept going, "We're my party people!"
Nice.
Zanies, Nashville, you know the words, sing them. I got friends in
Yeah, I was going to say they're in Nashville.
It was Nashville.
They're in Nashville. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was. And then this guy comes up. We were so close to the stage that this guy has to tap me on the shoulder to ask me what I want to order. Because it's a 2-item minimum. It says right on the menu, 2-item minimum. When I worked at Zanies, 2-item minimum. I order a beverage. He's like, you got to order food too. No, I don't. But I don't want to cause a scene because I am stuck between like the table I'm quote unquote sitting at and the DJ's crotch.
Right.
So I don't want to cause a scene. So I order some food. I have no table to sit at because my back is to it. So the whole show I'm holding a drink and pretzels, watching a comedy show from behind, and then every after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then after an hour and a half, we're my party people.
Yeah.
And then he kept like putting his fist out so he could fist bump as if we're having a good time, and I'm like, what do you want? Do you want a pretzel? Is that what you're asking for? I don't have a fist left,
Yeah.
sir.
What are you doing?
The only thing I can hit you in the fist with, I'm not putting that up there. So put your hand back.
Right.
How far away was this guy from you?
I got a picture. I could put my feet on the stage from where I was sitting. So
he was shouting directly at you.
Yeah, right in my face, pretty much. Yeah. Except he's on stage, so my face was not in his face, if you get my drift.
Yeah. Ted turns around. He's like, please, everybody, where's his party people?
Yeah, please.
For the love of everything, where are you?
There was a woman that was sitting across from me, and she was not having any of it. I didn't think that there were levels of resting bitch face, but this woman's face got so much angrier as each progressive comic came out, and it apparently was not funny to her. I don't know why she was there.
Tell me she had her arms
decided.
crossed.
Possibly.
Okay.
I couldn't see because I was blocked by the stage and the DJ booth. I could just see her face, and it was just like, no, I do not care for this.
Did she laugh once?
Yeah, I think it's some sort of comment about men not being able to perform.
Oh, okay.
And then she laughed and then leaned her head back into her boyfriend, fiance, whoever was there, and he did. That's the first time he didn't seem to be enjoying it. But
Well, I was gonna say
because I'm dead eyes with that guy, and I'm like, sorry, man.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, I know your whole history now.
Right. Yeah. You can't perform. She finds that funny. And by the way, she's looked angry the entire time she's been here. When you get in the car, that face is coming with. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. That's her one joke she chose to laugh at.
And we talked like about confrontation before. So at the end of it, the DJ comes back out. Now he's got a cowboy hat and his shirt is unbuttoned all the way down to his ankles. And he's like, so did you guys have a good time? To me and Chelsea. And I just went, no. And I got up and walked out.
Yeah.
Did not, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know where your party people are? Not here. Not right here. To be fair, I enjoyed I like watching the crowd to see how these comedians work and how the crowd reacts and what they were doing and their setups
Right.
and everything. I like to study it as a student of the craft. The humor was awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was either filthy or straight hillbilly. There was nothing like, ooh, this wouldn't play north of here.
So Ted's
Like not
notes,
even in Kentucky would this play.
Ted's notes say, filthy hillbilly.
Yeah.
I have my hook now.
Yeah.
I have it.
Well, that's just like that's like 2 layers deep in my family tree.
Right. I was going to say, yeah.
It goes my dad and then filthy hillbilly.
There's two L's in filthy hillbilly.
Yeah. There are.
There are.
It's in
But
hillbilly.
it's filthy with 2 L's too.
Yeah.
You got to do
Yeah.
it twice. You got to
Yeah.
double it up.
I'm more of a filthy William.
I was going to say Richard, but okay.
Wow. Where are your party people? Where are my party people?
Yeah, they're not here. They're
definitely
not
not.
here. They're not even listening.
yeah.
So, hey, so this week I did come up with something cool though.
Well, that's a first.
Yeah. So anyway, here's my thing. I don't remember. I think it might have been my kid. You believe that?
You came up with your kid?
No,
Nicole had nothing to do with it?
no.
All
But
right.
it might have been my kid said something. I go. Well, that's AF, and he goes, what? And I go,
fresh?
absolutely false. Right? That's
Oh,
what
all
I
right.
do. So AF now is absolutely false. And then when people ask you what day do you want to do something, you go WTF, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I see.
You follow me? That's your new. Those are your new.
I kept thinking people were tagging me on sad stuff or stuff that was going to anger people. It turns out I just have the same initials as trigger warning.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, why do I got to be tagged in this? Oh, you're saying trigger warning. Got it.
Right. Right.
Please stop using those initials. That's my stuff.
Trigger warning does not have 2 L's.
Yeah. No, but TW stands for trigger warning, apparently.
Well, TWAF stands for trigger warning. Absolutely false.
No, for you, WTF is where's the food? WTF. Because you come in with the same anger.
What days are you hungry?
WTF.
Yeah. What days are you hungry? Wednesday,
Why is that
Thursday,
guy so
Friday?
angry?
Why is he so mad? He is.
Because I think it would have the same level of anger as the regular WTF. If
It
you-
probably would. Yeah.
I came over here for food. WTF.
Yeah.
This is a church potluck, sir. You need to calm down.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything wrong. I
did
want to
you
know where the
bring-
food is.
You bring your own fork from home? Really? Is that what you did? Yeah.
Where's the fork? In my hand. I brought it from home.
You know what's funny? Where's the food? I think we'll go with
Yeah.
that one. I think that's better.
Someone said to me the other day, as long as you don't start saying yeet, and I was like, oh, we're way past
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that's a common
I
staple.
immediately was like, this empty.
Hey,
I was like, so you were not a fan of the podcast. Clearly.
guys, just don't ever start saying this. You know what? Just don't ever start listening. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. We'll be okay. Yeah.
Like when you came up with a business idea
Yeah.
every week for an entire first year of our podcast, and then Tina was like, "Oh yeah, I need a business idea. Or business name? Do you have any idea how that works?" I'm like, "No, I'm
No,
not very good at that.
Never done that.
Yeah, no experience.
Not in my wheelhouse. Sorry about that.
I have never pet jetted a day.
Yeah. That's what we should have done for when you're when the gorilla's throwing babies against the
Yeah.
wall. That's
Yeah.
what we should pet jet. That would come in handy too.
So you're basically saying I can do whatever I want Saturday mornings
Yeah.
because you're not checking up on
I'm
it.
not even so sure you do a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even so sure.
You're buying a lot of merch
This
just
is
so you could go golf Saturday
the
morning.
most elaborate long con you've ever done in your entire life. Yeah, and then someday you're going to be like, got her.
Well, I was like, for those of you watching the video, I was wearing this polo, which is the polo I had with our logo on it the other day. And she's like, "Is that a new shirt?" No,
No,
the logo's about a year old, and
Yeah.
the shirt I got when I was working at Borders, that's over 11 years ago now.
do you know that I've actually worn this shirt in multiple YouTube videos? You know the ones that we want everybody to look at.
I've worn it at multiple jobs.
Hey, so I want to go right into. I had a couple things from TV this week that I want to. One of them I watched last night.
Netflix.
Yeah. Well, this was it was Disney Plus last night. We're watching. I think it's called. I wrote it down. Lost Secrets of Rome. So it's probably like from the National Geographic side of it.
Do you know what I watched on Disney Plus
Huh.
this week?
What?
The Finder.
Did you really?
Yeah, they put it on, I was going through it. I'm like, ooh, seen them all 100 times, watching it again.
Yeah.
Just because what happens if he doesn't find it?
This time, so close.
Yeah. Do you know what I found on Disney Plus?
Yeah. The Finder.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it. They're searching like the ruins of Pompeii. This is the first episode we're watching, right? So they're going through and they're combing through all these like they look like rocks, pebbles, but it's ash or whatever, And they're sifting.
Please don't tell me they found the dude that went out with a blaze of glory.
No.
Did you see that?
I've seen that before.
Right.
But they're sifting through all this, and I picture I would be the worst guy to be there because you just hear me fire up the shop vac. I'd be like, "We'll get this out of here so much faster." You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you would hear.
Yeah, and then you got all the rocks.
What was that? I don't hope it was a rock.
Might have been a skull. Don't know. I'm not sure. Pottery. I don't know. It shatters.
There's a lot of bones here.
Yeah.
I don't notice the skull anymore.
So then they're trying to look. This is what's weird. This not the other stuff wasn't, but this Monica chick, she goes, I can't go down there because it's just not safe. Then she pulls over these people. She calls it some French word, and they're cavers. So they crawl down there. So don't send a camera down there. They're underneath these concrete pads that looks like big stone pads, and they're held up by just layers of brick that are now, 1,200 years old? I don't know, 1,400 years old, right? Wasn't it like 800? Or no, wasn't it? It was like 80.
Yeah, it's thousands,
it was like
thousands of years, sure.
Yeah, but it was like 80 AD, I think is what they said is when this happened, or 85 AD or something. So, I mean, it's been like 2,000 years. And they're crawling around down here. Dude, they're bigger than her. It's like my size crawling into like a gopher hole. It's like, would you hold my feet? Because I'm going to need to come back out. So they're crawling around on there, and I'm like, what if they knock this stuff over? They're all going to die, Then they come out, and you know what she says? She goes, they found a carving down there, and she goes, oh, that was the maker. That shows that this was rehabbed after it was originally made. How do you know? Are you on HGTV? What do you know about this?
No. Well, you can say whatever you want. Who's going to check it out?
Right. Right. Do you have your own set of cavers? Because otherwise you're going in there.
Well, that, and who else has the records from that time?
Right.
I'll say whatever I want.
Right.
Mostly you met right off HGTV, and I was watching a show where they go into old homes. They buy them from the city and fix them up. So these homes have been abandoned for a while. They've been squatters and stuff. And they always do a thing where they cut, it cuts to black. There's no commercials because it's on thing, but they cut to it and they freak out. Like, the camera's already in there ahead of you.
Right.
Like, how dumb do you think we are? Like, they'll break down a door and they'll be like, okay, so we saw you hitting the door 6 times from the outside. Now we see you from the inside as the door falls forward. Now you're surprised.
Right.
Yeah. You're surprised because Mike's already in there with the camera pointing at you.
Right. Well, you mentioned Mike too. It's like you have a mic pack on. They mic'd you up so we can hear your oh my God.
That's in all the reality shows where you're supposed to pretend like they're not in on it. Like we can see the box attached to your belt.
Yeah. You're wearing skin tight clothes and there's a mic pack.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with you. We're just going to put a mic on you and then we're going to send you into this random situation.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for blind.
We're looking
reactions
for cavers and party people. We sent the cavers to find the party
Where
people.
my cavers at? They just belly crawl across the stage. I found them. Yeah. They're right there.
We in Pompeii.
And this has been rehabbed. But so you were talking about that. The other thing was Love It or List It. So they have like new episodes of that out now. I like that show.
I swear. They should just call Love It and every 30,000 times listed.
Right. Yeah, I feel the dude is he's fighting a losing battle every time.
Yeah, it's basically they just don't want him around for the whole show. Hey, go look for houses.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
Hillary has an accent. She's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're just going to tell everybody what they need.
Yeah, he looks like the boss on a sitcom. Like if they're in a factory, he's the foreman. If they're at a retail store, he's the district manager. Right. That's what he looks like. Right. Like, oh, Dave's around again. Great.
Right. So, but I'm watching it. I thought it would be so great one time if Hillary decides she wants to live in that house. So instead of making it over for them, she takes all their money and makes it over the way she wants it. And then when they list it, she's like, I'll buy it.
Instead of like,
so great.
She puts like art and says live, laugh, love. It just says list it, list it, list it.
List, laugh, live here.
Yeah. List, laugh, leave.
Yeah, leave. Right.
Wait a minute.
But I just thought it'd be so great. And all she really does is like she just rearranges the furniture or something and she pockets the money. She's like, well, this is the same. You didn't even tear down a wall.
Right.
Okay. When you left, was that couch there?
I love how they do that. Well, that's why I love how they do the staging. It always looks great. And they're like, well, when you buy that, you don't get all that.
Right.
Unless you put some, you can buy it if you put some extra money down, but you're not getting it for the,
Right.
Well, this looks amazing. Yeah, but with your crap in it, it's going to look like trash.
We're going to put back your IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? It's not going to look anything like this.
I say what's left of it.
Yeah.
It's all going to be askew and like kind of slanting.
We've been storing it in a pod outside, but the pod has no top. It's a dumpster.
I was going to say, it's all kind of dump.
Yeah, it's
all kind of damp and stuff. Yeah.
You shouldn't have went with particle board because when it gets wet, it likes to swell up. Yeah. But no, that's exactly what I thought. And you are right. They hardly ever sell. And it's always weird because my kids, they didn't understand the premise of it. I said, here's the deal. One of them really wants to move. One of them really wants to stay. So what's going to happen is this lady's going to make the house so nice that they'll convince the other guy, hey, you already live here. Here's where it would be for me. You gave me everything I wanted except two things, and I don't have to move my stuff. Guess what? We're staying. It's real simple.
Like, here's what, for me though, if I wanted to move and I wanted everything, they literally changed everything. I'd be like, yeah, well, you know what you didn't do? You didn't relocate the house.
Right.
If you would pick up this house and moved it to where I want to live next, I'm staying.
Do you see this cat on my porch? You did nothing about the cat. There's a bird on my car right now. You did nothing about what those are like number 1 and 2 on your list. Get rid of the cat, get rid of the bird.
Do you know how I have 2 neighbors, yet somehow my dog hates everyone on every corner of this yard?
Yeah.
You didn't fix that.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Please don't give me a corner lot anymore. And everything he shows you, it's on a corner lot. It's like, no.
I don't need a corner lot. I just need like a wide open spaces. I need to be the Dixie Chicks.
Right. Yeah.
Because my dog hates everyone.
Well, except the guy pulling weeds on his sidewalk. He really appreciates that.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's me.
He's a big fan of you.
Yeah.
Big fan of you. So then my last thought was Undercover Boss. I don't think they make the show anymore. Because how can you? I mean, everybody knows it's Undercover Boss.
Yeah, then they went to Canada for a while.
Right. Here's my thought. Now I want to pitch this show. This might be my next business idea. Undercover former employee. So now you bring back a guy
I've got an idea.
See, but you bring back a guy that is now grizzled by the company. He's he hates life. He's going to go in there. But now here's the deal.
Got the guy.
But
yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, who used to be in this department? Everything sucked. Oh, it was this guy named Brian.
Yeah.
He's awful.
Yeah.
And then you just see him stewing like he can't say anything.
But here's the rub. Everybody that's doing the show is under the impression this guy's the boss and the owner because that's what they do, right? They film a show about a guy going in. So the new employees are like, this guy must be the owner.
So they're sucking up so they can get the prize at the end.
They're kissing his butt going, oh, okay. At the end, he's going to give me I'm going to get a car and a house and he's going to give me a raise and he's going to promote me and put me in training and I'm going to be his mentee. It's like, no. He, is probably going to embezzle under your name, from the company. Yeah. But yeah, he's going to do something to cause the whole department to get fired or shut the plant down. You know what I mean?
Do you know I used to love, I'm tangenting you, but I used to love about Undercover Boss is they usually have 3 people and the first person would get, we're gonna pay off your college bills and we're gonna send you and your family to, Hawaii because that's where your mom always wanted to go. And then the last guy, the last person, they're like, hey, we're gonna fix up your house. We're gonna get your mom into that program she needed for the the cancer treatment. But the middle person's like, we're gonna start a training program with your name on it. And we're going to let you have the first round of training. And then they're watching that show and they're like, what? That guy got $500,000 worth of stuff. Right. I got my name on a training program that's going to be phased out in 2 years.
Right. But that's why I said all the employees, anybody, when this guy comes in with a camera crew, they're going to immediately think he's the owner, the boss, So, immediately it's going to be positive spin. This guy's going to be total negative. He's going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, for now.
So Branson money. Where Terry works at the theme park, they undercover boss that place.
Did they really?
Yeah. And
on their own, not with a show.
No, on the show.
On the show. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on the show. So yeah, Terry's boss.
I'll have to look that up.
So Terry's boss was there. So if you go to Branson, if you come into town, they're like, as it is, like the older stuff is the older stuff. And then as you get further down, as they spread out, that's where the nicer, newer stuff is. As you first exit, as you get off one block, it's like, this is where the guy stayed for Undercover Boss. I'm like, wow, you went deep undercover. This is trash. Not even like a
half-star hotel,
not even like a choice in or like a quality anything. It was literally like mom and pop's got a room out back.
I was gonna say Billy's basement. Yeah. Is this a real place? Yeah, man. I got video games down there and everything. You go down there. You can stay. You can stay as long as you want.
It's next to the hotel when we first went there in the 80s, where we were like, ooh, that's a little pricey. So we went down a little further, but now in the 2020s,
Right.
the places, I mean, sure, it's fine and all, but it's not where you think like a CEO of a company would want to go even when they're undercover. It was
Right.
like, wow.
Yeah. But no,
wow, CBS, how much money do you have?
I was going to say, yeah. So here's the deal. We're going to give it all to the third guy. We can't pay for your hotel room. Okay. So, but yeah. So Mac, you'd be up for that show if I can get it pitched?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking. So I would love to do that too. Just be like, hey, this guy must be the owner. It's like, you can't go in. You got to go in with the new people. You know what I mean? And the other thing we've talked about it before is they always find the one who, and again, everybody has tragedy in their life. Everybody has problems. My life's better than a lot of people's, and there's a lot of people with better lives than me. It is what it is. But it's just funny when they go in there and it's like, does everybody have like a die in this and the house, they have tarps on the roof and they don't have a car. They take 17 buses to get to work, and it's like, every company has one of those. It's like that. It's not humanly possible, but statistically it should not work.
Yeah. The memo comes out, right? So who's got a tragic backstory and there's going to be cameras in 3 months. Don't pay attention to them.
Right. Yeah.
Not related. We promise.
Yeah. 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 So like I said, that's my pitch. It'd be undercover former employee.
Yeah,
or
send him to another branch. Like if Brian and the idea he has shows up at the idea place that he had the idea at, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Mac and a mustache is not like, hey, who are you? I'm Mike.
I'm totally not that guy that worked here for 17 years.
So when
I'm Brian with a Y.
I get it when they like, if the guy's got a beard and long hair and they shave the beard and the long hair, but when they go the other way, it's like, why is this dude wearing like 1995 Mission Impossible eyeglasses and the worst wig I've ever seen?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, how come he gets to wear a hat while we're working and no one else does?
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah. What's with the dress code?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Why does this guy know the handbook, but yet not how to work any of the equipment? Suspicious.
And that's all the guy keeps saying. Like every time they say something, you can get fired for that. Yeah. You get fired for that.
I haven't talked to him, but I'm pretty sure legal isn't a fan of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I love it too. And then we'll get off this topic, but I love it too when they have to break their cover. They feel they have to. Yeah. And like you said, one show, it's like, they're like 32 seconds in. He's like, I can't do this anymore. Right. It's like, okay, then you really could never do it. What you did is you played dress up at home, kissed your family goodbye, got on your private jet in your dressed up clothes, and came here. And 30 seconds later said, "Oh, this ain't working."
Yeah, that shows me that you never knew what was going on in your business.
Right. I can't handle this. No, you can't. That's why you're business. That's why you're doing this. So hey, let's do a couple fun facts. All right,
shall we?
Yeah, these are fun. All right, now I have a voice this week because I did yell at football, but it's on Thursday, so I'm going to do this one. Ready? A parrot. A parrot.
I'm getting ready this week.
I'm getting ready. No, I'm getting ready.
A parrot. Oh, no.
A parrot named Willie.
That will remain a mystery.
Once alerted his owner, Megan.
You have a
sausage.
When a toddler she was babysitting began to choke. The parrot flapped its wings while screaming, "Mama, baby." As the kid turned blue, Megan rushed over and saved the girl's life. So the parrot, who doesn't have any relation to this kid, saw it and said, hey, but the parrot probably said, "Mama, hey, baby." You know what I mean? Hey, man, baby over there, man. You know what I mean? It's a parrot. It's a Spanish parrot. That's what I do.
No. No.
Do you believe that? I do believe that. It's awesome. So anyway, I've heard of dogs, seeing this stuff, even sometimes cats, but for a parrot, because the parrot can talk, a dog can't talk, cat can, to be able to just tell you like, hey, look over there. That's pretty awesome.
You think that? But my dog, like, what do you want? He will look at me and then look at the door. Yeah. And then he'll look at me and look at the door. So you can't say, I'm going to go poop. But he can tell me.
So what about, you ever think about doing them buttons where they can actually say words and teach them to do the words?
Yeah, I think it's a little late now.
Okay, because if your dog's smart enough to do that, maybe, you know. So my dog, that's a faux pas. The family dog.
No.
Yeah, the family dog.
Nope.
No.
Okay, the family dog. That saves me every time. So the family dog, when everybody else ignores it, will come to me like, hey, I still have to go outside. The kid's playing video games, the girl's singing, and the mom's having nothing about it. Make somebody get up. You know what I mean? That's what the dog does, And I'm like, hey, your dog's got to go outside,
Yeah, that's just true.
It's all the time.
Very much does that.
Yeah, it's all the time.
Your dog needs something.
Huh?
Your dog's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I borrow your bucket of water, Dad? No.
Your dog appears to have a human limb in its mouth.
Right.
Was it a caver?
Right? Was it a cave?
Did it come from a cave?
Was that cave by any chance? Was that rehabbed? Maybe say 2,000 years ago?
You can tell.
Yeah,
because that's the name on it.
So here, the next one's kind of directly related to this. It says we change our voice when we talk to people we like. So if I walk up to you and go, "Hey, man," it's because I like you.
Oh, thank
I'm
God,
doing a parrot.
you don't get to use that voice around me. So.
But no, I never really noticed that. You've noticed like you have a different maybe inflection in your voice?
I don't know. I think I think this is true, that everyone in their family, in their house, has like words that they've made up or phrases that they use that they would never use outside the house. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, probably.
The way you talk to each other. Well, I don't know. Like you don't seem to have any filter. Like you will go outside and literally tell people, I call my wife Dookie.
Yeah, I don't care. Doesn't faze
to the
me.
point where you got it. So she wears it around her neck.
Yeah, and on her license plate.
She wears your Dookie around her neck.
She does. Yeah,
gross.
Yeah,
thank you. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, but you ever you hadn't seen Chelsea in a while in person. When you walked up, did you feel like you had any different inflection in your voice than you would have if you've seen me, who you really don't like at all?
No, I don't think so.
No? So, okay. So that was, I guess that's my question, because people you see every day, it's probably harder to tell because you see them every day. I will tell you though, like I said, when my daughter goes around my mom perks right up. Her voice doesn't change, but being around me, my mom's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But when my daughter comes around, my mom's like, hey. And so I see the personality change. I just don't know that I hear it in the voice. So that's kind of weird when it says that you change your voice to do that. So I don't know. I can't rationalize that that's true to me. And again, I know you don't like me and you talk to me every week.
Unfortunately.
So, yeah.
I will say there are times when I raise the
octave?
The octave and the pitch because people can hear it better.
Yeah. No, I understand.
And a lot of times when I'm at work, I will talk lower and quieter, and people are like, "What are you trying to say?" Like, I can't. I physically can say it louder. The point is, I don't want that person to hear me.
Yeah, there's no reason.
So then I get to the point where they find that I can't hear you. So what I wanted to say is that this guy seems like a real a-hole. I didn't want him to know that, but now everyone does.
Yeah. And that guy turns around. What'd you say? Nothing.
Nothing, a-hole.
Nothing.
Said nothing.
You look that way. But no, I totally get it. That's. I like to watch.
Was that your shoulder?
Yeah, was that your shoulder, Mac?
No, I'm just throwing stuff around.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Don't put shells at shoulder.
You guys probably shouldn't play catch right now, but that's okay. Whatever. But no, what's funny is I watch the show Big Brother and I on there, all these guys, they're like, hey, so we need to vote so-and-so out. And no, they have a mic on so you can hear them, right? But I'm going, I don't know that you're talking loud enough, first off, for me to know what you're saying. Second off, I'm going to be nodding my head to some plan I have no idea about.
Right.
And number two, when I start reading it, or when I start reading your lips and I start saying it back to you, not the repeater, not the guy's like, and finishing your sentence a second later. But when I start saying it back to you, it's going to be much louder than what you said it. So you might not want your plan to go to me.
Are you saying we should vote Damon out? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Oh, is that a secret? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you're telling me the fat guy eats too much biscuits and gravy in the morning. We don't need him in this house anymore. Okay, gotcha. And he's sitting next to you eating biscuits and gravy. You're like, no. That's not.
Conversely, when it doesn't need to be a secret, and like the other day I was somewhere and someone was wearing a mask, so I can't even get. Right. I can't even see what their mouth is.
Can't read the lips.
Yeah,
can't read the lips.
They have to talk louder.
Yeah.
And then finally, I asked them the question. They answered it. I looked at them, asked them again. They answered it again. I turned to the person. I'm like, are they actually even talking?
Yeah.
So I walk over like, use your mouth.
Yeah.
Please. And it was so like,
yeah.
I am standing in machinery. You're over there like, wow, this is what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not ASMR. I'm not getting off on you whispering.
I think we should vote Damon.
Right. You know what's bad is I'm Damon. I'll be in the house and be like, I think we should vote Damon off. I'll be like, yeah, I can't hear you. I'm just nodding my head. Yeah. Guy sounds like he's got to go. Guy sounds like he's got to go. Yeah. Who'd you say again? Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I'm voting that way.
So this is weird. The vote was unanimous.
First time ever.
First time ever.
First time we ever had a guy in the block vote for himself.
Yeah.
Because they're not even supposed to vote anyway. He got up and went to the diary room and cast a vote against himself because he promised the room he would.
I talked to everyone. This Damon sounds like a real jerk.
The other thing is,
I didn't even meet this other Damon.
The other thing is, then we'll get off the tangent. But anybody that watches this show, they know every time people go in the diary room, which is a lot, but especially during once a week, they vote somebody out. Sometimes more than one. So they go in for the live vote. So they know their family's watching a live show, right? They go in Every one of them knows 72 people that had a birthday that day. Okay? First off,
is it your wife's Facebook? Because I believe it.
Yeah. But it's so weird that every one of them, they get up like, oh, hey, happy birthday, Mona, Nana, Mima, Peppa, Mama. And I'm like, no, first off, I don't even know if they're all still alive.
Yeah.
You know, who are you wishing birthdays to? But it's all the time. And I just laugh because it's like when they get up, I'm like, how many birthdays? And the kids will be like, 2. And they'll be like, 5. I'm like, you know.
I hate that on every show, though. Like if they don't Family Feud, what's your answer? Oh, real quick. Can I say no?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Because you can't. And I'm not saying no that you don't have permission. I'm saying no, you can't really quick do it. I guarantee you can't.
Right.
You can't do it at all. It's like I know this is going to date me, but back like when people used to listen to radio and it'd be like, hey, real quick, we're at the top of the hour. You got 10 seconds or you got 30 seconds to make your point. Okay, well, I just want to say that I'm a first time caller, then a long time listener. And just get to your point. You have no time.
Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius. I have a rash on my left toe. I'm not sure what it is, but we're going to. So anyway, to my point.
Or like, hey, we don't have a lot of time. Can you make a question quickly? Oh yeah, of course I can.
Love your show.
You're out.
Yeah.
Done. At that point, if I was a DJ, you get 2 ums, and then it'd be like, "Where are my party people?"
Absolutely.
I said DJ. My brain was like, "Ooh, Ted, do it."
All right. So last fun fact. This one's awesome. In 2017, police in Germany, the city of Frankfurt, found a car belonging to a 76-year-old man who had forgotten where he parked it 20 years earlier.
Nice.
He lost the car for 20 years that he parked.
I believe it. My dad used to go to places and then walk home.
Okay, but not for. Did he walk everywhere for the next 20 years? Or did he go down to the car dealership and go, well, it's not the puzzle. You don't slide off the table and start over.
Explain to me this, though. The same thing where people will come to your place, leave, and then you find their keys and they call you like, hey, did I leave my keys there? How did you get home? Right. Because your car's no longer here.
Right.
Did you bring both sets?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah. I have my emergency key. Did you want to emergency walk back in the house and get them off the counter? Were you emergency pissed at them?
When we build like new places at work and I hand them the keys to the things I'm responsible for, I'm like, there are 2 keys here. Separate them.
Yeah, don't keep them together.
Because if you lose both of these, or if you walk in the door that self-locks and you leave the key, set the keys down, walk out, guess where your keys are? Well, you can't get to them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, I don't understand that. The 20 years thing, did he literally forgot, or he was just like, I'll get back to that.
Well, you got to figure. So he's 70
on Tuesday, and then
he's 76 years old now. So he's 56 when he lost his car, because it says 20 years. 56 years old, don't know where my car is. Now, are you at a point in your life where you just basically go, screw it?
Or is he one of those dudes that has like 14 cars in the back of his yard, and he's just like, oh yeah, this one I forgot. Because you ever see those pictures where they'll have like a tree coming up through the hood space?
Oh yeah,
and you're like, why?
Yeah.
At what point did you not go, oh, you know, we should probably move that?
Yeah, or maybe cut that weed before it becomes a tree through the middle of my 67 Malibu. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, sure. I got a 69 Camaro. Where is it? Oh, it's back in the forest.
Yeah.
I just put it back there one day.
I do like that though. And then they go, you know, this is like one of 12 made. Cool. Then you wanted to put a forest through the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that brings the value up very much. Maybe Chia Pet will sponsor that car.
Could you at least put a tent around it? Something.
Right. So 20 years later, the cops basically call this guy up and go, hey, we found your car. Now, that's got to make you think about that police department too. That car was just sitting somewhere. They didn't find it for 20 years. That's the worst game of Where's Waldo ever on the face of the earth. It wasn't stolen. The guy literally, he had forgotten where he parked it. It's right in the center.
Did Amazon want to build a warehouse or something?
Right. It's right in the middle.
Hey, we got to get that. We got to get that towed.
Yeah.
We can't do that. That car's been there forever. Well, what, like since like last week? No, like, you know, ever.
Yeah.
I was in
a couple decades.
Where was I? Oh no, it wasn't Germany. Where's the Anne Frank house? Amsterdam?
I don't know where that is.
Wow,
but that's a great way to start a story.
Anyway,
this took a turn.
Yeah.
There was a
You're
tree
not going on my show when I do it,
two
because
bicycles that somebody had chained to it like 60 years ago.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they just left them there, and the trees just kind of grew around it. This is like on a public street. It's like literally right outside of the Anne Frank house.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that.
Leave stuff around.
Not a whole lot of people came back after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, just put it together, huh?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Dark.
yeah. They would have returned the bike if they're. Never mind. I think we know the rest of it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Maybe in 2,000 years we can send
terrible
some cavers down there.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
This guy here, he parked his car and then apparently left. So he was not taken because 20 years later, they told him, "Hey, we found your car." And
What if he was like, you know what? Sometime in the next 2 decades, I might need a car right here.
Not even that. My first response would be like, "Do I got to get that insurance money back?" Because you're like, "Yeah, my car's missing. It was stolen." Oh, okay. They pay off the claim and everything else. Sir, we found your car. We found it. It was actually it was a Great America in row E. Okay, like the 30th car down. It's just sitting there. It's the only one that's like not new. You can't boop. You can't open it.
Every year, people drive by on the tollway and go, "Oh, look, the car's still there."
Oh man. That guy, he must have a lifetime pass.
Or like it's parked at like Universal. I'm like, was that a movie? Is that why it's out there?
Kids are taking pictures with it. This is Jurassic Park. This was in Jurassic Park.
There was a car left in the downtown Joliet parking garage for a good 3 years once. And
really?
It was just a history of people's Johnson drawing skills in the dust on it.
That was a weird turn. You have a subpoena.
Now, is that because you want to lead into like, I have supreme Johnson drawing skills? Was this like just a lead into like, hey, ask me?
I'm going to see if I can find a picture.
Yeah. By the way, I draw a mean Johnson.
I draw a mean Johnson. So, yeah.
Hey, Mac, I got no problem if you take a permanent marker and draw one on every card that's down in your lot right now.
Right.
No, it wasn't even with marker. It was all with dust.
Yeah, no, I know what you said. I also double down on the fact that I don't care if you go downstairs right now.
Yeah. So just so you know how you would know that if I did it, I would make it the whole side of the car and then I would write the word traced right above it so that everybody was like, oh, he can't draw a mean Johnson, but he can trace a mean Johnson.
Why does this guy trace his thumb on this thing? I don't understand that. Speaking of cars and everything.
Yeah.
So last week I had a loaner. You saw that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like, so when are they going to be done with the car? I'm like, I don't know. Well, what did they say? They said they'll call me when it's done. Well, you look into it? No. It's like, well, what
you got wheels?
Yeah. It's like, well, what if they keep our car? Like, we have their car.
Yeah.
They're gonna want that back. Yeah. And then,
well, yours is nicer. But
that was the point I was getting to. I get there and I'm telling this guy, I'm telling TJ that. You remember TJ from the story?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh well, to be fair, your car is nicer. I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't need to tell me that, TJ.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you didn't have to take that EcoSport on the highway, did you? And I was like, yeah, no comment.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, getting it out of gear. I'm like, you know that? You know it's this trash? You gave it to me? Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. You're like, hey, you know what? This might not get out in front of a car if he needs to. Let's give it to this guy.
Yeah. You ever ride a skateboard before? Can you get your foot out the door and maybe give it a little push every now and then? Just every now and then. That's all.
And then he's like, I'm sorry it took so long. We had to get the part in. And I wanted to be like, are you talking to me like this week it took so long? Or it took so long for you to agree to do it because you couldn't get the part in? Because you told me 3 months ago you had the part.
Right.
So lies are happening, TJ.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you're driving that killer car. So that's good times. Yeah. So, you know what I like to do?
But one more thing. Tina's like, wow, this is, I said, hey, we got in the car and the odometer said 2, 3, 4, 5, decimal point 7. I'm like, of course.
Couldn't get the 6.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I tell her that we get in and she's like, how old is this car? I'm like, I just told you at the beginning of this drive that it has 2,300 miles on it. It's not that old. She's like, oh, I thought you meant like somewhere in the middle that like it had those numbers. I'm like, no, I wouldn't have been excited if it was 1, 4, 2, 3. No, literally that's all I thought. And then she's
5, 7,
she's like,
8.
wait, this is a 2022? I'm like, yeah. And it's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they are. There's no doubt. By the way, call us if you want to sponsor.
Yeah, call us.
Yeah, call us. So
have you
nearly died not being able to pass a car before? Call us. So
have you totally mocked a Ford lately?
Yeah,
I have just now.
All right, so let's do strange stories because I have 2 of them. So let's do strange stories. Yeah, that was good. I have 2. We have no time for that.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That was nice.
I had to get
that was nice. We got his voice.
Because it wasn't him at first.
We got his voice, right. So the first one we're going to do from last week that we didn't do, where it says, I swear I'll turn this plane around. Pilot scolds passengers for sharing unwanted deck pics.
Yeah, this was Southwest flying to Mexico.
Yeah. So, yeah, they were going to a vacation destination. And honestly, with the guy, I actually, during this week, I saw like a TikTok where they had the video of the recording of the guy. The pilot literally said, I will turn this. He was getting ready to take off. He's like on the tarmac. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
So he's on the tarmac and he's ready to take off. And he says, "I will literally turn the plane around. None of you will make your vacation if we don't stop sharing obscene pictures."
Here's what if it would have been us in the plane. First off, it wouldn't be because you wouldn't be there.
Right.
But if we're the pilots, and I'd be like, I swear, if I see one more deck, I'm turning around.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it would be like bloop, and it'd be you. Yeah. I'd be like,
I knew he didn't want to fly.
Or if it was you, it wouldn't be like, wait, it would be bloop, 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 just firing them up.
Yeah. What is that? AirDrop. That's
That's what they were doing
for iPhones. Yeah, you just AirDrop. You can do that. I was trying to send Nicole something at a football game, and it says you want to AirDrop it to like 17 other people. I'm like, no, I don't. They don't want a picture of my kid or a video of my kid doing something. No, but yeah. Anything that's around it, man, boom, it'll throw it right in their phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that is not a thing that should have been invented.
Right.
That's
right.
too dangerous.
Yeah.
Clearly we shouldn't have it.
Right.
Based on this story alone.
Correct. So it says when you were on a family road trip as a kid, did one of your parents ever threaten to turn back and go home if you didn't behave? Well, that's what the pilot did. So it says they were sharing unsolicited nudes. First off, I don't know that I've ever solicited nudes. So I think they're probably all pretty much unsolicited, you know? I never put a thing out that said like, hey, send me your best nude, you know? Because I got stupid buddies.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Yeah. You know, I won't get what I want. You know what I mean? So
hey, I'm in the back. I'm up against the bathroom. Seat doesn't recline. You know what make this plane ride even better? Just fire off your nudes, everybody. My AirDrop mailbox is wide open. Just fire them off.
And that guy in section C,
26F, I'm looking at you, guy.
Yeah.
I saw your gray sweatpants. Let's see it.
I know you draw a mean Johnson. How about you send some around the plane?
Let's see if you're tracing. Let's go.
Yeah. So it says, but maybe the most surprising thing is that the threat worked. As far as they could find out, the plane did take off and arrive at its destination.
Well, because there's one person is like, all right, I have waited 4 years for a vacation, 2 of which is because of COVID and we couldn't travel. 2 of which is because I just got my brand new job. If you guys ruin this vacation because you can't stop sharing your decks all over this plane, I will beat the living hell out of all of you.
And you're grounded. And you're all grounded. So it said the person who received the unwanted deck pic, well, we're assuming that's who it was that filed the complaint against the, they told the flight attendant.
You can hear the boom.
Yeah. But you hear it like 50 times. Everybody with iPhones. It's all synchronized volume.
Boom. Yeah, we're about to take off. Is there a problem? Well, here's the thing. I never thought I'd say this on a plane, but
yeah. You ever seen snakes on a plane?
2 things.
I have today.
2
snakes on a plane.
I need these MF and snakes to get off this MF and plane.
Right.
Here's the thing. Yeah.
You just turn into them right away.
Can I get a pillow? And this is the one that's probably more important.
Some eye wash.
Can you tell 13B? No one wants to see that.
Right. Yeah. Tell them if it's really that size, just throw it over the back of the seat. All right.
Did he have to declare that when we got on?
Is that a carry-on?
Yeah, I had to check my bag because it was overweight. So
I noticed half of it's hanging out of the overhead compartment. So, but no, that's why I said. So basically, they were cyber flashing. I guess this is a real thing now. Okay. So the AirDrop. So then they were sending it, and people were denying it because that's the other thing. When you get an AirDrop, you have to accept it.
Yeah.
So if you're on a plane and you get an AirDrop, and you don't know anybody on the plane besides Bill, who's next to you. You never flown. So when you fly, they're like, did you pack your own luggage? Have your luggage ever been outside of your sight? Has anyone ever touched your luggage? And you're like, yeah, you're answer those questions. Will you accept a photo from someone that, yeah, go right ahead. Not a problem. Will you blindly accept a photo of, I like that though. Have these bags been in your, yes. And have all your Johnson photos stayed on your phone today? Yeah, they actually have.
Is this make or break?
Yeah, this is awkward. But while I was in line.
But you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All those people that got it had to be like, All right, I'll check, see what's coming.
Yeah, curiosity didn't kill the cat this time. It kind of exposed the Johnson.
I thought there was going to be in-flight entertainment. There's no TV back here. I guess, whatever this is, this will be good for a couple minutes.
All right, let's see here. So it says, soon after the pilot told the passengers to behave over the intercom, is this what he said? So here's the deal. He can be heard saying in the video, if this continues while we're on the ground, I'm going to have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's going to have to get off, which is a weird way of phrasing that when you're talking about sending deck pics. But anyway, we're going to have to get security involved, and the vacation is going to be ruined. Whatever that airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures. Let's get yourselves to Cabo, the pilot said.
You know, there's 4 people in the back of the plane like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see that.
Yeah. Damn this Android phone. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, when the pilot, who's probably flying something way more sophisticated than an iPhone, says whatever that airdrop thing is, you don't know enough about technology to know whatever that airdrop thing is. I'm a little worried about you working all those controls up there.
Whatever you're doing with them cellular telephones, you need to knock that off.
And if 2 of you could get out there and spin those rotors, we sure would appreciate it. You may maybe jump on those and spin
I'm going to say contact, you spin.
You know? You're going to want to move. You're going to want it'll take off.
Yeah, it's going to suck you right in.
So are those airdrops. So it says, you can make your own mind up about whether or not the pilot handled the situation professionally, but his employer does have his back. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, but my guess is the pilot's a dad. The employer's a dad. You know, if this pilot was 28 years old and single, he might be like, how about you send him to the captain, you know?
The only thing about it is that if you were somehow hacked into the in-flight entertainment, we're putting your deck all over the back of everyone's seat.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But there is the thing where the other people were like, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. I'll look at it.
Yeah. I see your Johnson and I raise you.
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it works. Like, does it say it's coming from someone's phone? Like, what does it say?
It comes. Yeah. It says you received an airdrop. It says it right.
But does it say like you received an airdrop from, you know?
I believe it says the name. I'd have to look. I don't really know. I don't remember but I believe since I've received one, it's been a while. But yeah,
from Hugh Johnson. Yeah. Like, does it say that? You're like, well, I got to check that out.
Wow, who's this guy? Hugh. I don't know any Hughes at all. But it says there's unfortunate reason that unsolicited deck pics is a common phrase on the web. According to a 2017 study, this is 5 years ago, 53% of women aged 18 to 29 have received unwanted, sexually explicit pictures on the internet. Now, this is on the internet. That's not an airdrop thing, but I get it.
Well, that's the difference. If you're in the middle of talking to someone, you just throw up a picture and it shows up.
Right.
As opposed to you're in a plane full of strangers and you're like, this doesn't seem it's going to be a problem. And you like accept what's coming to you.
Right. Well, you know what's weird is they'll never know who this came from. And your name is like me, Damon. What's the odds of there being like one more Damon on their plane? Yeah. You know, we all got a picture and then they see it and they all look at me and it's like, yeah, I know it's all I got to work with. I'm sorry, but I sent it anyway. You know, it's like they know it's me, you know?
Well, they see your themed that checks out shorts around your knees and they're like, wait a minute. How many that checks out with Damon and Ted Damons are there on this plane?
Is there a coin setting on that? Do those swooshes not line up properly? Can't see both sides, sir. We don't know. We can't see both sides.
I'm looking at both sides.
Where's the food? I'm looking at both sides.
WTF.
So anyway, I just thought that was kind of wild.
So I could get away with it because if I dropped it, it would say, TW. Right. And they're like, oh, trigger warning. I don't want that.
Yeah. Trigger warning.
So if you accepted it, I warned you up front.
All right. So the second strange story, this one I've never heard about in the news, but Vermont town is scrambling to find the mystery poop dumper. Now that seems like a double entendre there.
Yeah.
Okay. Mystery poop dumper.
Oh, or it just seems like you don't need both.
Yeah. Well,
the mystery dumper or the mystery pooper? Like
it says, it's never nice when somebody leaves garbage all over public space. But at least in most cases, the trash is just empty drink bottles and cans, food wrappers, takeaway boxes, that stuff's fairly easy to clean. But in Bolton, Vermont, it's struggling with a different kind of waste. Someone keeps dumping into Bolton's green spaces. Literally.
Are they airdropping it?
You have. It says, Up to the writing of the story, both passerby and officials have had several occasions discovering bags containing human bodily waste. We're not talking about just a couple of turds. It says, all in all, someone has left hundreds of pounds worth of poop in the forest.
Maybe they found Sasquatch.
Yeah. And he's very tidy.
Yeah.
He's very tidy.
And that's just like a week's worth.
Yeah, he can crap anywhere.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know what? I'm not an animal. Okay. I'm gonna do it in a bag and leave it right here.
He's upset that they named the toy Lincoln Log. I'll show you. I'll show you a building material.
Yeah. Lincoln Log, I'll up you to a Squatch bag. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it says, needless to say, everybody in the town is pretty fed up with the situation. Now both local and state officials are upping their efforts to find the serial dumper. Again, word works without the word poo anywhere near it, okay?
I can just see is like they have it roped off with the police tape. A bunch of like people standing there watching what's going on. You got one guy with a belt that has garbage bags on one side, and toilet paper on the other side. And he's just like, "Yeah, come on, what is happening? Who is doing this?
He's part of the search party.
Come on!"
And then he goes. You break up. He goes off on his own. He's like, "Found another one."
Can you believe this?
These guys are animals. Didn't you have 4 bags on your hip when you left? You only have 3 now. So?
Yeah, Jerry has to borrow a bag. What are you talking about?
Right. So it says 400 pounds of crap. The dumping was first discovered this spring. Nonprofit organization maintaining the Long Trail hiking route. Oh, so this is a hiking route too. So are these?
Well, what if it's like, the group is like walking around, like sees poop in a bag and like, oh, well, this is apparently how they do it in Vermont. Yeah. One person did it, and the second person did it. Now a fourth person has done it. And finally, there's just like a group of people going like, "Oh, we didn't know we weren't supposed to." Like no one wants to admit it. We're like, we didn't know we weren't supposed to do that.
What if these are like buoys to people that are lost in the woods, and they're like, "Oh, we came here," and then you start moving them like, "I thought we were here already." You know, they're lost forever because you're moving. They didn't throw down popcorn. They dropped a sack of crap. You know,
a giant sack of crap.
But the other thing is, I hate to say it, if I've ever been out in nature, which recently, even when we went with Eric, remember we saw blue tarps and stuff.
Yeah.
Did we go over and investigate what was under there?
We walked over there. We not intentionally.
Right.
We're like, hey, look, there looks like a squatter's living over there. And then like 45 minutes later, somehow we're
like 4 feet from it.
We double back and we're like, hey, look, there's where that squatter is apparently.
Yeah. But we never once walked over there to go, I wonder what's under this tarp.
Yeah.
It's not my business. If you throw a garbage bag out of your car, look, if I'm following you down the road and a bag falls off your car and it's a garbage bag, I'm not opening it up to find out what kind of heathen you are. I don't care. It's also a closed bag.
You got to be in, like, there's a dog path right across the street from my house. No one likes to brag, I get it. I've walked by and I've seen a couple people where they just put the dog poop in a bag and thrown it off the side of the
thing.
In the
bag.
Yeah, in the bag.
Not good, yeah.
Right, but I've seen maybe 4.
Yeah.
If you're hundreds of pounds, how bad are you with surveillance?
Yeah. Right.
How do they not catch these people?
Well, and that's the whole thing too. I hate to say it. You carve a watermelon, throw the watermelon rind in the bag. Now, attempt to take that bag out, first off, without anything leaking. Second off, without it wanting to rip, tear,
yeah.
That's just too much weight. How many pounds of crap are you putting in a sack and then throwing it over your shoulder like Santa Claus and walking into the woods? Yeah. You know, it's not happening. And again, like you said, this is a walking trail. Hey, if you see something, say something. Okay. Yeah. It's real simple, you know? But it says dozens of black trash bags lay along the ground along the trail. Thinking it was just someone's household garbage, the volunteer went to take a look. See, never. If I think it's your household garbage, now look, if I pick it up and it feels like it's a bag of clothes, then I might go, can I donate these to Goodwill? Can I do? It is what it is. You know,
I don't know. It's in the forest at that point, unless it's moving.
Yeah, because I don't know if it feels like clothes. There's probably a torso in it. I don't want it.
Or that. No, I mean, like if it's moving, like maybe someone cruelty threw out like animals.
Right.
Then maybe I'm checking it. But if I pick it up and it just feels heavy, and I don't care how much like Febreze is built into a garbage bag.
Yeah.
Wow, this stinks.
Yeah.
That's going in the trash.
Yeah. Yeah. But then the next sentence, it was poop. Pounds upon pounds of poop.
He called it poop.
Yeah. We're going to light it on fire. So anyway.
It would be great if he's hiking with his friends and they just know he's curious.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, Jerry has to look at everything he finds.
Yeah.
Let's just put dozens of bags of poop.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, you can get out there ahead of us, right? Okay.
So it says, in quotes, our thanks to the Green Mountain Club for mobilizing 10 volunteers who spent hours cleaning up 400 plus pounds of feces and toilet paper. So at least they're using toilet paper. So that's good. You know, hate to think about somebody walking around with just like, I don't know, week old dangles.
And then you said this was Vermont, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, they find a town in New Hampshire where there's a problem with the plumbing. So someone just throw it out in the back of the truck. I'm gonna dump it over where the Green Mountain Boys can take care of it.
So it says, commission gathered to find a way to prevent such a thing from happening again. They decided to put up no dumping signs. First off, no dumping dumps. I think that's where you need to go with that. No dumping dumps.
We had one. We had a bathroom off our kitchen in college, and we put up a no dumping because it was illegal to dump in that.
Yeah. So,
what are you cooking in there? Don't worry about it.
So here's the next quote. It hasn't stopped. The sign didn't work.
Whoa.
First off,
get out of town.
First off, as a man who's traveled through a town that was famous in a movie called Sandusky, the name of the town, I could not find one sign for that town.
Yeah, they were not proud of that town at all.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you put up one sign that says no dumping, what's the odds in a forest preserve that everybody, including the guy that's dumping, even saw that sign?
Yeah.
And point two, if he did see that sign, do you really think it fazed him? Because he's already dropping bags of crap into the forest. I don't know that a sign is deterrence.
This guy's not really following the norms of society, but I guarantee he's going to follow a sign.
So it says, black garbage bags filled with human feces and large amounts of toilet paper continue to be dumped in the same vicinity on Duxbury Road. Apparently that's close, but not at the forest preserve.
Here's what don't put up a sign. Put up 8 cameras.
Yeah.
They're like a nickel nowadays.
They're hunting cameras. Hunters have them all the time. Yeah. You can do it, yeah. But it says the bags are being dragged off by animals, ripped open, and their contents spewed onto folks' properties. No. Animals don't go, you know what's funny? We're going to go tear open a bag of crap on that guy's lawn. That's not what animals do. So now the guy's upped his ante. No dumping? Gotcha.
Now I'm going to make it look like animals have thrown it all over your yard.
Johnny doesn't have one in his yard that says no dumping.
You can just picture the dude sitting on his porch drinking the coffee. He's like, hey, honey, you know how you wanted to get out of the city and live right next to a forest? Well, now we got bags of poop.
Right.
So you want to get out of the city because you didn't like all the filth and the dirtiness of the streets and everything.
Yeah.
And the smells.
What do you call this?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't like how the sewer would smell after the rains. Well, guess what?
Yeah. All I got to say is, where's the food?
WTF.
So it says, now this is where it says no punishment, only help. Now the town, they don't want to punish the guy. They want to find out, or gal, I guess they want to jump to conclusions like I'm known to. They don't want to punish them. What they want to do is they want to ask them, how can they help you?
So this was just a ploy to get free therapy.
Well, but not,
you know what I mean? Man, I need therapy, but I don't know how to pay for it.
Do you know what else is weird? How much, I don't know that renting a porta-john is that expensive. So if you are, or we've gone to these kind of forest preserve, you're basically crapping in a hole, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. It's concrete. It's a concrete tank they poured in the ground and you're crapping into it. And then they come with the tank or the truck and they clean it out. Maybe I'm just saying, you put a couple of those in, and if nothing else, they throw the bags in those. Now, I'm not saying they will, because apparently someone really enjoys watching 10 other people clean up 400 pounds of crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe it's the same guy. Hey, Judy, come on up.
Yeah.
Come on up. They found the bags again. So you guys haven't seen anyone? No, man, I haven't seen anyone putting those bags out there.
No.
I haven't seen anyone putting those hefty 13-gallon bags you get at some store on aisle 13.
Right. Yeah. No, I haven't seen that at all.
Haven't seen that at all.
Haven't seen that at all. No, not at all.
Judy, Tom's back. He's getting it again.
But it says, just a quote, we don't know how to connect with or how to stop whoever is doing the dumping. Again, I love that you put it down to one, but it's dumping the dumps. That's really what it is. All right. It says, no one's seeking to prosecute or arrest. We just want to emphasize that we want to help them. According to the news outlet, a new septic system can cost as much as $40,000 and repairs aren't cheap. So they're actually talking about.
So I think someone's septic is, like I said, New Hampshire just has a guy that just.
Well, it says that this area has a lot of low-income residents that if they did have a failed septic system, honestly, here's my first thought was.
So here's the thing. I think you're right.
You're cleaning out your septic tank, put it in garbage bags. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. Or here's again, just Put the porta johns out there.
Yeah.
That's how you help them. You give them a safe place to poop.
Yeah. But it's just funny where they're like, and it does. It costs a lot of money even here to fix. So I can imagine if you're rurally like that, it's probably even worse, But so they just assume that people are, and again, as somebody who's opened a septic tank and seen it full, I understand. First, I don't want to be that person, even if it's my house, Yeah. But then to go, okay, you got to hold the bag, How do you do that, Wow. All right. So no punishment. We just want to help this guy. If you're listening to this podcast, because this sounds like the type of person that would listen to this podcast. I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing checks out more than I've ever thought.
Yeah. And whoever was on the plane from the earlier story, we know you have an Apple product. Please go to Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
We said if you do that, you can put up whatever you want. Say the podcast is great. You can put whatever you want individually about us in the thing. That's fine too. We'll take it.
And if you're ever near me, you can feel free to airdrop me that, and I'll write a review on what you got.
Right.
Yeah, it's all good. How many stars? How many stars would you give that? A plain Johnson? Is that what you call it? The Flying J? Where can they find us, Ted?
Which is weird because it's the same company as Pilot. You think the guy would like it? Yeah. You think he would be okay with it?
Weird.
You can find us at the end of most airdrops.
Yeah. We'll accept them all.
Yeah. That checks out WTT. WTT stands for With Damon and Ted. WTF stands where's the food? That checks out has been a TCO Productions. Thank you to Brian and his help today, Jordan, for being behind the scenes, giving us a little help here at Audio High Podcasting. Don't forget, give us all the likes, subscribes, all that stuff. We'll catch you next time. For Damon, I'm Ted. That checks out.